Hello, my fellow Welt lovers. Alright, listen up because this might be the biggest Honkai Star Rail news drop we've gotten in months. And no, it's not about a new broken 5-star or a limited banner rerun. This is bigger. We just got official confirmation that Hoyoverse is planning future collaborations for Star Rail. Like, not vague teasing, not speculative leak bait, I mean real, backed confirmation in an official Star Rail Reddit post. I know it sounds like a fever dream, especially if you've lived through the content droughts in other Hoyo titles, but it's happening. And if that didn't just send a full-body shiver of excitement and fear down your spine, are you even a Star Rail player? Topping up in Genshin or Star Rail can get expensive, and let's be honest, we've all seen those in-game prices and wished they were just a bit lower. Well, that's exactly what LD Shop is here for. This is LD Shop, the official top-up platform developed by the LD Player Emulator Group. It lets you top up your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Star Rail at huge discounts, up to 23% off or more. And yeah, it's super easy to use. All you need is your server and UID, and your top-up will show up in-game within just a few minutes. It's safe, reliable, and used by thousands of players. You can even compare prices, for example, something like the Supply Pass or a 6480 Stellar Jade Bundle. It's way cheaper here than in-game. If you register using my link, you'll get a 15% off coupon and an extra 5% off coupon, which can save you up to $50 on your first top-ups. Plus, LD Shop gives you the same first top-up bonus you get in-game, so you're not missing out on anything. And if you're planning to spend more, here's a bonus. If you spend over $80, you'll unlock VIP status, which gives you a free supply pass and more perks. So if you're looking to save while still getting everything you normally would in-game, just use the link in the description and get Fein on while saving more. But before we dive into what this means for the future of banners, reruns, and possibly even an entirely new warp category meta, let's talk about how we got here. Because the way they confirmed it is kind of messed up. It all started with a simple paragraph from an announcement. But hidden inside was a tiny, juicy, explosive little sentence that basically said, all character collaboration warps will share a unified pity counter, and this shared counter will persist across future collab banners. Let that sink in. That's the dev straight up telling us, yeah, this fate stuff? Just the beginning. They literally confirmed the existence of multiple future collabs just by explaining how pity works. You can't carry pity across into a new collab unless there's going to be a new collab. Like hello? That's a whole mic drop moment, and barely anyone is talking about it because we're all still coping with the heartbreak of Lancer being NPC only. RIP to the man, but his death gave birth to the greatest leak-adjacent W of the patch. So what does this mean for us, the brave trailblazers who've already dropped too many Jades chasing Saber and Archer, and maybe even hoping for an unannounced Lancer banner that now we know will never exist? Well, for starters, this pity-sharing system is actually kind of cracked. It's honestly one of the most generous systems Hoyoverse has implemented in recent memory. Like, let's be real, when was the last time they gave us any kind of pity protection outside of a single banner pool? Never. It's literally never happened. Genshin players are looking over the fence right now like, excuse me? What do you mean you get to keep your 50-50 progress across collabs? This changes everything. If you spent 60 pulls on Saber and didn't get her, guess what? Your 61st pull on whatever the next collab is, Evangelion, Persona, Honkai Impact 3, literally anything, will count as pull number 61. That's not just good for whales, that's good for the entire player base. It actually incentivizes people to pull on collab banners even if they're not super invested in the IP, because now those pulls aren't wasted. You're building toward a future guaranteed drop, even if it's months down the line. And now that the devs have confirmed that these collabs are going to keep happening, the speculation floodgates are officially open. Fate was just the opening act, the appetizer, the proof of concept. And let's be honest, if they can negotiate Type Moon to hand over the rights to Saber, Archer, and Lancer, then nothing is off the table. Hoyoverse has that global bag. They can get licenses no one else can even dream of. I'm talking about collabs with massive IPs. Final Fantasy? They've done mobile collabs before. Nier Automata? Already crossed over with Punishing Grey Raven. Even the Honkai Impact X Evangelion moment set a precedent in HI3, and Star Rail is absolutely the game that would go even crazier. But there's a catch. And I know some of you are already asking, will these collab characters ever come back? That's the burning question. And unfortunately, the answer is probably not the one you're hoping for. Based on previous collab history in Hoyo games, looking at you, Asuka, once a collab ends, it's over. Characters vanish into the void, never to return unless the stars align and the IP partners up again for a round 2. So, yes, we might get a rerun if another Fate collab happens in the future, but don't hold your breath. That Saber banner? You better pull before it's gone, because once it's over, she could be locked in the vault for years. Literally. Now, here's where it gets spicy. This rotating collab system, where the collab warp pool stays active until the next collab drops, might become the permanent model moving forward. Think about it. They don't have to rotate banners every few weeks. They can just leave the collab banner up for an extended period and then swap it out when the next IP deal is ready to go live. No reruns necessary. Just one big rotating seat of crossover hype. That's honestly smart as hell from a business standpoint, but terrifying for us because it means you only get one shot per collab unless they cycle back years later. And that brings me to another point. Banner strategy is about to get a whole lot more complicated. With permanent pity across collab banners, people are going to start hoarding stellar jades differently. No more, I'll skip this because it's not my favorite character. Now I'll pull 30 times here just to bank pity for the next one. It's going to shift the whole rhythm of how players interact with limited banners. Even content creators are going to have to rethink their advice. Skip this collab if you don't like it doesn't really apply anymore when your pulls carry over. It's a strategic investment now. And I know what you're thinking, yes, this also means we need to start guessing what the next collabs might be. Because this system isn't just a mechanic, it's a roadmap. If Hoyo's already thinking about the future collab warp system, then they've already planned out the next 2 or 3 IP partnerships behind closed doors. I wouldn't be shocked if they've already got models, animations, and abilities in production for future crossover characters. The way Saber and Archer were polished to perfection? That level of effort doesn't come from a last-minute rush job. They've been planning this for months, maybe even a year. So you know something huge is on the horizon. I want to hear your wildest collab predictions in the comments, because, honestly, nothing's too crazy anymore. Persona 5 with Joker as a lightning nihility unit, bet. Attack on Titan with Levi as a quantum hunt DPS, I'd roll. A Chainsaw Man collab with Makima as a destruction support, take my jades. The doors are wide open, and now that we know pity carries over, even pulling on meh collabs becomes a long-term W. And yes, it still stings that Lancer got left behind. Don't think I've forgotten. The man had top-tier model detail, voice lines, a combat stance, everything. He looked like a playable unit. He moved like a playable unit. But no, turns out he was just background flair, a pretty face to complete the iconic Fate trio. Thanks for the heartbreak, Hoyo. But I get it. He served his purpose, and in doing so, became the red herring that distracted us from the real win. Confirmation that collabs are here to stay. So yeah, friends, this isn't just a one-time event. This isn't just Saber and friends waving at us from another universe. This is the beginning of a whole new category of content. A permanent cross-world express route where we get to see some of the most iconic anime, game, and media characters brought into the HSR universe, with full kits, full pity, and full chaos. The future is collab-pilled, and I am so here for it. So prep your wallets, hoard your jades, and for the love of Welt, don't miss these banners. Because the collab era has officially begun, and it's only getting wilder from here.